Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stand. This is your Manchester United Transfer News Daily where you can get all your latest Manchester United transfer news. Let's start off then. Interesting this one actually. Manchester United, Baboucar Soumare, I've probably got his name wrong, plays for Lille, centre defensive midfielder, highly touted, and I tell you what, I don't know, I'm not professed to know loads about this lad, but the more I look at him, the more I think this is the sort of player United should be looking at. And look, he doesn't bring the experience we need, but he definitely is a player that brings that tenacity. That, you know, it's such a cliche to talk about people like Verratti and Kante, these midfield engine rooms that can run a midfield. But I think that this lad looks like he can be that. And if United truly are going to be a team that's about youthful building a team, then these are the sort of players they've got to be bringing in. We can't be ignoring them because they're not part of Brexit FC. The interesting thing is, L'Equipe, who obviously are French themselves, are reporting that Manchester United with other clubs have, I think they actually said we've bid for them. I wouldn't go that far, but are interested in signing this lad. Now, to me, and I've heard his name mentioned a couple of times by other outlets, United need to be all over this. The problem is, when numerous clubs are involved, do you genuinely have faith that Manchester United can get a deal over the line? There's talk of Man City, there's talk of Spurs. This would be a test for Manchester United to see where he ends up. Probably would cost in the region of about £40 million, 20 years of age. Interesting to see what happens with this one. I'd be quite excited if we got it over the line. I mean, look, Longstaff, I've seen him play, don't really want him. Have I seen much of this Soumare? No. But I think when you look at the clubs that are interested in him, you look at his attributes, you know, it's a player to go for, I think, and let's see what happens with it. Also, Gedson Fernandes has been linked to United over the last couple of days. Sky started those rumours a couple of days ago saying United were interested in him. Sky also saying that his representatives have flown in to England and have spoken to 4 Premier League clubs. Now, my trepidation or, I suppose, mistrust is that it's a Portuguese player representatives flying into England again. We've seen this with Gayton, we've seen it with Bruno Fernandes last summer, and they never end up coming. So I'm a little bit not believing this, I suppose. However, Sky have been right about United a couple of times recently, so it's certainly one to keep an eye on. And again, I said it yesterday, and I suppose it's very interesting. It's very similar to Soumare. With Gedson Fernandes, I would rather we signed him than Longstaff. My only thing with Fernandes is he looks a little bit lightweight, but he is a midfielder, and it's Sky plugging this. So let's see what happens with regards to that. Another French player, though, Moussa Dembele of Lyon. Now, this is interesting because Sky Cave, who, again, last season was quite accurate about Manchester United, he's saying that there's rumours that Chelsea had actually made a bid of £40 million for Moussa Dembele, and it may well be that United, who have been linked to him in the past and are now linked to him again, it could just be because we've missed out on Erling Haaland and it's a bit lazy journalism to sort of throw United's name into the ring with Moussa Dembele. It's looking more like Chelsea are moving for Moussa Dembele. However, Lyon have come out, and you may have seen it on the website actually, unitedstand.com. Make sure you're checking that out regularly. Lots of content going up over the next few weeks on the January transfer and transfer related stuff. But Lyon have come out and said about Moussa Dembele that they don't want to sell him, and their situation is the same as last summer, where they'll be looking to keep him to the summer and beyond. So doesn't mean that nothing can be done, but I think Lyon tend to be quite consistent when they make in public statements about players not leaving. I remember them saying last summer that 3 players would leave. One of them was Fekir. They sold a left back to, I think it was Mendy, who went to Real Madrid. And they sold another player as well. Oh yeah, and Dembele to Spurs. So, and they didn't sell anybody else, despite there being lots of rumours about Memphis Depay and, of course, Moussa Dembele. So I don't think Lyon will be letting him go, but it looks like it's more likely with Chelsea than us. I don't think at this point Manchester United are going to sign a striker, because I can't see who that striker is going to be. I'd like us to be in for a Timo Werner, but I don't think he's going to move in January. And I think United put that, you know, if I can call a spade for a moment, United put their eggs into one basket a lot, and then they take a long time cooking those eggs. We saw it with Pogba. It took weeks to sign him. We saw it with Wan-Bissaka. We saw it with Harry Maguire. And with Erling Haaland, I think there was an arrogance from United that they would get that deal over the line. In fact, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said himself, didn't he? What did he say after the Arsenal game? something along the lines of Dortmund got a great buy and there's nothing more I can say about that. We know that United wanted him. United didn't get him. I imagine United were probably working on that deal for a considerable amount of time. Now that's fallen through. Do you really think United have got a plan B? We haven't even got a plan B on the pitch. I guarantee we haven't got a plan B after Haaland, so we won't be signing him a striker. I just don't think that's going to happen. I think hopes are now with a midfielder. Hopefully 2 midfielders, but I think that's where United will be working. And as I said before, it's a 4-week transfer window. It normally takes us 6 weeks to sign somebody. So I wouldn't be surprised if we're only signing 1 player in this January transfer window. But if we sign nobody, then it's obviously criminal. I just want to mention Jack Grealish as well. Interesting this. I saw this yesterday, and I don't normally take a massive amount of notice in relation to who's favourites to sign who. But Leicester City are now favourites to sign Jack Grealish, which automatically meant I'm thinking Jack Grealish will replace Maddison and Maddison will leave in the summer to come to Manchester United. And I thought the funny thing about that scenario is if it happens, because I still think there is a case that United just go for Grealish and leave Maddison at Leicester. I don't think there's it's not like buying Ronaldo or prime Ronaldo or prime Neymar. Ronaldo's obviously a lot better, but I don't think there's a massive difference between Grealish and Maddison. But what I do think there is a big difference is in price. I think Villa will take between 40 and 50 million for Grealish, whereas I think Leicester will want between 80 and 90 million for Maddison. Well, Maddison's not double the player Grealish, so I've just got thinking, and I thought I've got to mention this on the show, because if we sign Maddison for 80 million and Leicester then sign Grealish for 50 million, I think Leicester get the better deal. Like, Grealish has got the better stats at the moment and he's playing in a worse side. And, they get Grealish and 30 million in their pocket. And this just made me think about Leicester as well, because Leicester got 80 million for Harry Maguire, but have arguably got 2 better performing centre-backs without him. So this is good management of a football club and good coaching. I suppose it comes back to that again, doesn't it? United will go and play top dollar for Maddison, but Leicester will pocket some money, bring Grealish in, and probably be better off for it because they've got better coaching and a better run club. But I did want to bring that in. Also, there was another article I wanted to bring as well. I think it was from the Standard, actually. They named United 6 midfield targets, so I thought I'd better read those out. Sean Longstaff, which we've spoken about before, James Maddison, Declan Rice, Jedson Fernandez, Emre Can and Christian Eriksen. And I think when you go through that list, Longstaff, Maddison, Rice, Fernandez, Can, Eriksen. Right, Longstaff I don't want. Maddison isn't going to happen till the summer. Declan Rice I don't want. Jedson Fernandez is a massive risk. Emre Can I do want, and Eriksen I don't want. So out of 6 United, and these are apparently the 6 players that United are looking at for their midfield options. Out of those 6 options, I don't want over 50% of them. That's not good, is it? United have got 6, if it's true, United have got 6 midfield targets, and I think 4 of them are trash. So, again, it goes back to recruitment, it goes back to scouting, it goes back to managerial decisions. I just think we're just not very good at it at all, and I think that's where we're struggling, to be honest with you. But look, it's a fast and furious Friday morning transfer daily this morning. Make sure you smash a like on the video, please, before you leave. If you're enjoying the transfer daily, every morning it goes up for you to wake up for, and we will be live at 10 a.m. UK time for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's press conference reaction. Obviously, he's talking about the Wolves game, but there will be questions about transfers, so we're live for that at 10 a.m. So it's also almost like a second half of the transfer daily will be going up at 10 a.m. But please smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and obviously if anything breaks around transfers over this transfer window, we will be going live. But thanks everyone for watching, thanks for supporting the show, and I'll speak to you all soon.